The island of Menorca holds a profound and enigmatic secret, etched in stone and standing against the winds of time. These are the Taulas, monumental T-shaped structures that have puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. Unique to this Balearic island, they represent the pinnacle of the prehistoric Taulitic culture. The name Taula means table in Catalan, a simple descriptor for a profoundly complex mystery. Constructed roughly between 10 and 300 BCE. These megaliths are a testament to a sophisticated and organized society. Each Taula consists of a massive vertical stone pillar, sometimes reaching over 4 meters in height. Resting atop this pillar is a large, flat, horizontal stone, creating the distinctive T-shape. These structures are typically found within a U-shaped enclosure, suggesting a sacred or ceremonial space. The central question that has echoed through the ages is, what was their purpose? One of the most compelling theories posits that the Taulas were sophisticated astronomical observatories. This idea gains traction from the consistent orientation of most Taula enclosures, which predominantly face south. British archaeologist and archaeoastronomer Michael Hoskin noted this southern alignment was too consistent to be coincidental. He proposed that the ancient islanders were watching a specific celestial event in the southern sky. Hoskin's research suggested they were oriented towards the constellation Centaurus. Thousands of years ago, this constellation was visible from Menorca's latitude during certain times of the year. The rising of these bright stars would have heralded the start of a new season, or a time for specific rituals. This astronomical alignment could have served as a precise calendar for an agricultural society. Knowing when to plant and when to harvest would have been critical for survival and prosperity. The Taula, therefore, may have been a link between the heavens and the earth, guiding the rhythm of life. Another astronomical theory, proposed by German archaeologist Waldemar Fenn, focuses on the moon. Fenn suggested the Taulas were used to track the complex cycles of the moon, including its 18.6-year cycle. The U-shaped walls surrounding the Taulas may have acted as artificial horizons, allowing for precise measurements. Priest astronomers could have stood at a specific point within the enclosure to observe these celestial events. The number of columns sometimes found in the enclosures might also relate to lunar or solar cycles. However, the astronomical theory is not the only explanation for these magnificent structures. Many researchers believe the Taulas served a primarily religious or spiritual purpose. They could have been temples dedicated to a deity or a pantheon of gods. The discovery of a bronze bull figurine at the Toralba Don Salora site fueled the theory of a bull god cult. In this interpretation, the T-shape of the Taula might symbolize the face and horns of a bull. The enclosure would have been the sacred space where the community gathered for worship. Evidence of animal sacrifices and ritual fires found at many sites supports this religious function. These rituals could have been performed to ensure fertility, a good harvest, or success in conflict. The sheer scale of the Taulas suggests they were central to the social and spiritual life of the community. Building such a monument required immense cooperation, resources, and a shared belief system. A third, more recent theory combines elements of the spiritual with the practical, a center for healing. This idea emerged from discoveries at the Torredon-Galmés site, one of the largest Taulitic settlements. Archaeologists found a small bronze figurine of the Egyptian god of medicine, Imhotep Got. Additionally, a bronze horse hoof, a symbol associated with the Greek god of healing, Asclepius, was unearthed. These findings suggest that by the later Taulitic period, the Taula sites may have been known as places of healing. People from across Menorca, and perhaps even other islands, might have traveled to these sanctuaries. The Taula's imposing presence could have provided a powerful psychological focus for healing rituals. The southern orientation could also play a role, associating the sanctuary with the life-giving power of the sun. Perhaps the true purpose of the Taulas is not a single function, but a combination of all three. They could have been religious centers whose rituals were governed by astronomical events. A temple that also served as a calendar and a place of pilgrimage for the sick. Lack of written records from the Taulastic people means we may never know for sure. Their story is told only through the stones they left behind. The construction itself remains a marvel of prehistoric engineering. Quarrying these multi-ton blocks of limestone required immense skill and effort. Transporting them across the island's terrain would have been a monumental undertaking. The precision with which the capstone is balanced on the pillar is breathtaking. Some Taulas have remained standing for over 3 millennia, surviving winds, rain, and the passage of history. Of the 32 known Taulas, only a dozen or so still stand in their majestic T-shape. The site of Trepuco features one of the largest Taulas on the island. Its sheer size inspires awe and deepens the mystery of its construction. The Taula at Torralba don Saló is perhaps the most elegant and well-preserved. It is here that the famous bronze bull was discovered, adding a layer to its story. Each site has its own unique character and its own secrets to guard. The surrounding Taulastic settlements provide context for the monuments. These villages included circular dwellings and defensive towers known as talayots. The society that built the Taulas was clearly complex, hierarchical and enduring. But their decline and the end of the Taula building era are also shrouded in mystery. The arrival of the Romans and other Mediterranean powers changed the island forever. The old beliefs and the purpose of the Taulas began to fade into memory. Today, these stone giants are a protected part of Menorca's cultural heritage. They are a powerful draw for tourists and researchers alike, who come to marvel and to question. Modern archaeoastronomy continues to study the sites with advanced technology. LIDAR scanning and 3D modeling help us understand their construction and orientation better than ever. Yet, even with these tools, the core mystery remains tantalizingly out of reach. Were they gateways to the stars? Altars for forgotten gods? Or places of profound healing and hope? The stones of Menorca keep their silence, offering no easy answers. They stand as a powerful reminder of a lost world and the enduring human quest for meaning. The celestial dance continues above them, just as it did 3,000 years ago. The Pleiades, Orion, and the great constellations still rise and set. Perhaps the Taulas are not meant to be fully understood, but to be experienced. To stand in their presence is to feel a connection to the deep past. It is to wonder at the ingenuity and spirit of the Taulastic people. The mystery is, in many ways, more valuable than a simple solution. It fuels our imagination and our desire to explore the ancient world. The Taulas of Menorca are more than just stones. They are questions. They challenge our understanding of prehistoric capabilities. They speak of a culture deeply connected to the cosmos and the earth. And they will continue to stand, silent sentinels of a forgotten time. The wind whispers through the U-shaped walls, carrying tales we can no longer interpret. Each crack and fissure in the stone is a line in a story written over millennia. Modern visitors often report a palpable sense of energy or peace within the enclosures. Could this be a lingering echo of the site's original spiritual purpose? The debate between astronomy and religion continues in academic circles. Some argue the southern orientation could simply be for protection from the strong northern tramontana wind. This practical explanation, however, feels insufficient for such monumental efforts. The investment of community resources suggests a purpose far beyond a simple windbreak. The Tala Talatida Dalt has a unique fallen capstone leaning against its pillar. This accidental composition creates a new, poignant form of beauty. It serves as a powerful symbol of both endurance and decay. Acoustics within the enclosures are also a subject of study. The curved walls might have amplified chants or ceremonial music. This would have added another sensory dimension to the rituals performed there. The light of the full moon, when framed by the Taula, creates a powerful image. It's easy to see how such a site would be imbued with deep spiritual meaning. The relationship between the Taulas and the nearby Taleo towers is also debated. Were the towers purely defensive, or did they also have a ceremonial role linked to the Taulas? From the top of a Taleo, one could get a commanding view of the landscape and the sky. This vantage point could have been used by sentinels or by sky-watching priests. The very stone itself, local limestone, connects the monuments intimately with the island. They are not foreign objects, but structures grown from the very bones of Menorca. This connection to the land reinforces their likely role as a center of communal identity. The absence of Taulas on neighboring Mallorca is a significant clue. Mallorca's mountainous terrain would have blocked the view of the southern horizon. This fact strongly supports the theory of an astronomical purpose tied to southern sky observation. If they were purely religious symbols, one would expect to find them wherever the Taleotic culture spread. Their exclusive presence on Menorca demands an explanation unique to the island's geography. The mystery deepens when considering the effort required for a non-utilitarian structure. This was not a granary or a fortress. Its purpose was abstract and symbolic. This speaks to a society with the capacity for complex, symbolic thought and large-scale projects. The Taulas force us to reconsider our definitions of primitive societies. Their astronomical knowledge, if the theory is correct, was sophisticated and hard-won. It would have been a science passed down through generations. Each generation might have added their own observations and refinements. The final form of the Taula might be the culmination of centuries of sky watching. Even the imperfections in the stones tell a story. They speak of the challenges faced and overcome by the builders. The legacy of the Taulas is now woven into the identity of modern Menorca. They are a symbol of the island's unique history and enduring mystery. To walk among them is to walk through a question that has been asked for 3,000 years. And the answer, if it ever comes, may be as complex as the stars themselves. The orientation of the entrance to the enclosure is almost as important as the Taula itself. This gateway controlled the viewer's perspective, focusing their attention. It created a specific, repeatable viewpoint for astronomical observation. The rituals likely involved a procession, entering the sacred space through this formal gateway. Discovery of buried animal remains suggests feasting was part of the ceremonies. These were not just solemn rites, but also communal celebrations. The Taulas stood as the silent, divine witness to these moments of community life. Some enclosures contain a lateral entrance, its purpose also debated. Could it have been for priests, separating them from the general public? Or perhaps it aligned with a different celestial event, like a solstice sunrise. The careful placement of every stone seems to have had a purpose. This was not random construction. It was architecture with intent. The enduring power of the Taulas lies in their elegant simplicity. Two stones, perfectly balanced, create a symbol that resonates across the ages. They are a profound statement of humanity's place in the universe, a declaration of connection between the earth below and the heavens above.